Now here we have another example of the Xpelair. This one is a 12-inch version. As you can see by the instruction manual here, we've got a 12-inch Xpelair, instructions for installation, operation and maintenance. This one again came from the glorious eBay, complete with tatty box there, warranty instructions. This one looks very similar to the original Xpelair made by GEC. And you see the motor plate on top there that says Woods of Colchester, which were the original fan manufacturers, got 240 volts, and all of the patent pendings on the design for the fan on the top there. So if we just look in the instructions, we've got again window and wall mounting facility of these fans. Now incredibly, this fan was meant for a single pane of glass, and can be fitted so, because double glazing wasn't around in the 70s. This fan weighs probably next to 20 kilograms. It is incredibly heavy. I mean, this is cast metal struts with a metal logo on there as well. Die-cast plastic, I imagine, ABS plastic. We just spin it around to the back. It's got a very similar grille design to the Xpelair as well. A lot of catering facilities had these. These look like more the domestic model of the Xpelair that were around. They also have 2 pull cords and the Irish shutter, which is again similar to the Xpelair. I'm not entirely sure on the model number for these. But the unique thing about this fan is that they developed a method of swapping the direction of the motor. So you could have basically a single speed fan without shutter, which is a model that isn't there. This is the one that we have at the moment, the 2-speed fan with on-off control. So this fan actually has 2 speeds within it, and also the top connector, which unfortunately is the only bit that's slightly damaged, as you can see. Basically on top of them has an airflow, so you would take that adapter off, spin it around 90 degrees and place it back on, and the motor would then spin the other way. And all you were doing there is as would a controller do in the later Xpelairs, in the FR12 controllers, and all that would do is swap the direction, swap the polarity of the motor to spin the motor the other way. As we see here, there's all the links and diagrams that it's got on there for the motor and how it's wired, with the shutter there for the 2-speed model, and you could actually use it with a regulator. I imagine that's what it means. Yeah, if the fan is to operate as a regulator or reversing regulator, rearrangement of the internal wiring may be necessary. So basically the regulators, you could buy a speed controller for it externally and have that as an option. Woods of Colchester, March, there you go, March 1962, General Electric Company. So that's pretty much dating the fan from 1962. Right, this thing, as with all the fans, still works, but as it is that heavy, it is going to be a nightmare to arrange around. So I'm just going to move myself into a position where I can actually operate this fan. I have to operate it on an angle because I don't have much more support. As you can see, as you start to pull one side of the pull cord, you have blue blades, as per the Xpelair Taurus. Really thick ABS plastic blue blades. These things, you really wouldn't want to get your hand caught in these. They are monster blades. As again, obviously with the 12-inch model, this is going to be more for commercial kitchens. Now the first pull activates the switch inside there, which turns on the speed 1, which is low speed, which we'll try first. So as you'll hear the switch, there's the switch, you can open the iris fully. Now because this fan hasn't been running a while, the capacitor inside it obviously has lost a lot of its charge and its ability to speed the fan up. So speed 1 really doesn't do it justice, obviously. As the fan spins, you can hardly hear it if you go look close. You can literally just hear the thing ticking over. And as soon as you pull the pull cord to the 2nd speed, this thing really takes off. And that would be your high speed, or full speed, as it were. Again, with all the Xpelair models, this thing does extract a lot of air. I'm not going to turn that down because I don't fancy it because it's that high. If I now turn it back onto low speed, really was, low speed in these fans was almost trickle ventilation, so you could quite happily leave that on in the background and not worry about the fan, just to give you that constant ventilation. That's what they were really all about in the 60s. Before shutters were brought into the models, the Silent 6 and everything were models without shutters, so they basically didn't care that the breeze came back in, or they didn't realise. So when they bought shutters in, they thought a good idea that you could actually trickle ventilate your home without the noise of on full speed. And again, if we then pull the cord to close, it closes halfway, and then you hear another switch there, which turns the fan off. And then the shutters close around the motor housing, giving you that seal and weatherproof seal. So again, that's the Xpelair 12-inch, interesting model. Again, haven't come across any more of these at all, or I've seen these before, so they obviously must have been a domestic version of the Xpelair Iris. Thanks for watching.